Get to the latest on big tech's regulatory battles. Google potentially has a lot to lose if the Justice Department successfully breaks up its empire. So do other tech companies in the search ecosystem. Here to break it all down and what is exactly at stake, we want to bring Yahoo Finance's legal reporter Alexis Keenan. Alexis, what do we need to know?
Exactly. Really tough to do. But my colleague Dan Howley, our tech reporter here at Yahoo Finance, the two of us have been trying to kind of put into some buckets the dollars that are at risk in this search case that is pending a judge's decision on remedies for just Google's search case. And meanwhile, you had closing arguments yesterday in the Google ad tech case in a district court, a federal court in Virginia. So if we focus, though, just on search, we find that these DOJ fixes kind of span across not just Google's search business, but its other businesses as well, and also into the broader tech world. But first, if we focus just on Google search, that business unit, really, it's woven into Google's ecosystem of companies. So the DOJ wants to end contracts that secure search as a default across a lot of devices. Big one, Apple, of course, and Apple Safari. But if those search defaults went away, a search alone in 2023 accounted for $175 billion of Google's $307 billion in annual revenue. That is 67% of the company's annual revenue for 2023. Also, the DOJ asking to divest Chrome, to divest Android. Both of those arguably fuel search as well. So you kind of have to start imagining these different buckets as crossing over, where revenue, of course, would be impacted across beyond search. Also, those two, Chrome coming pre-installed on Android devices, as well as set as default on Android devices. And then on top of it, you have Chrome Enterprise Services. That's its own business unit. That falls under Google's cloud business revenue. So completely separate from that search bucket. Go down to another layer. The DOJ wants Google search to stop favoring YouTube. YouTube ads, it's its own business unit, $31 billion in 2023, 10% of Google's annual revenue. Then you have subscriptions. That includes YouTube subscriptions, another $31.5 billion. So you kind of get the idea here. So really hard to unpack specific dollar figures. And then if we step into kind of the outside world of Google, you have the Brave browser, you have Microsoft's Bing browser. Arguably, those would be impacted too if there was a forced sale of Google Chrome. Those companies, the head of ads for Brave tells me, well, if Google is forced to sell Chrome and also forced to sell its API for so that search can be across other browsers, you have to wonder if that would put Brave and Bing out of business. And then, of course, one we've talked about that's huge is the $20 billion that Apple is receiving for that default placement.
You never want the impact to start with the letter B, that's for sure.
Yeah, big ones, big Bs.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you bringing us your reporting and breaking all those numbers down for us. We appreciate it as always.